The Pitchsider. Pitchside for every game.
Hello and welcome back to the Pitchsider Podcast. This week we've had a full round of fixtures again, and as the transfer window draws to a close this week, we'll be talking about some of the likely biggest deals still to happen until the 1st September, as well as some of the transfers that have happened this week. Let's get into it. Let's start this week with the Premier League. So this kicked off on Friday night on the 25th with a London derby of Chelsea versus Luton. Chelsea got under winning ways. Chelsea won this 3-0. On Saturday, Tottenham beat Bournemouth 2-0. Arsenal and Fulham drew 2-2. Brentford and Palace drew 1-1. Wolverhampton beat Everton 1-0. Manchester United narrowly beat Nottingham Forest 3-2. West Ham shocked Brighton, winning this one 3-1. Aston Villa beat Burnley 3-1. Man City got a close victory against Sheffield United 2-1. And Liverpool beat Newcastle 2-1. So yeah, some interesting games this week. Definitely Chelsea obviously getting 3 points is massive for them. First win under Poch in a competitive game. So yeah, it's good to see. Hopefully Chelsea can build on this. But yeah, Luton unfortunately didn't have much going forward. So it'll be interesting to see with Chelsea once they play Nottingham Forest, whether next week, whether this will be something that they can progress on. Obviously Tottenham, a lot of people have put them in doubt since losing Harry Kane and how well they are going to do. But they continue their winning form with James Maddison getting on the scoring sheet his first goal as they beat Bournemouth. Arsenal were unlucky against Fulham, but a well-deserved draw for Fulham. Everton and Wolverhampton was an interesting one. Obviously, Wolverhampton haven't made many signings. Everton still lacking a striker. So both these teams are be in the bottom, but they are going to be, close. Everton obviously still can make signings. Wolverhampton should need to make signings, but whether they will be interesting to see. Manchester United are an interesting one because everyone had them picked to be doing very well. Obviously, they did get the 3 points against Forest, but they aren't doing that well this season. And this is reflected in their league position. West Ham obviously shocked everyone, getting 3 points against Chelsea. And then also have come, Brighton obviously won their first 2 games 4-1. But yeah, they back to reality now. West Ham obviously on the counter. West Ham are building a very good team. They were top at one point in this table. If we have a look at the Premier League table, so Manchester City have won all 3 games, so they are top. But West Ham remains second on goal difference with Tottenham Hotspurs. Only West Ham have scored one more goal than Tottenham. Liverpool are also level on points with Arsenal. So West Ham, Tottenham, Liverpool and Arsenal are all on 7 points, which make up the top 5 spots. Brighton are then back 6th. They were top after the first 2 games, but unfortunately this loss has moved them down. Aston Villa are in the final place, and Manchester United sit 8th. Still very tight, obviously. We've only had 3 games. Many teams still in contention, but Chelsea climb up to 10th with 4 points, which just behind Brentford and United. Teams that really need to get their season kick started is Everton, Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United. Obviously, Burnley and Luton both have a game in hand. But yeah, Everton definitely need to get their season going if they want to remain in this season, and Sean Dyche wants to stay in the job. So yeah, looking around the Premier League, this is a bit difficult. We won't be doing a non-league roundup. Probably as we've been doing every 2 weeks, we'll introduce this feature and see whether people like this. But yeah, let's move on to some Europe. So we go through, as we did last week, we'll go through all of the fixtures that happened, and then we'll go individually into leagues and look at their tables. So starting on Friday, in the Bundesliga, we had RB Leipzig versus Stuttgart, which ended 5-1 to Leipzig. In Ligue 1, Nantes and Monaco ended 3-3. In La Liga, Las Palmas and Real Sociedad ended 0-0. And Real Madrid beat Celta Vigo 1-0. On Saturday in the Bundesliga, Herdemann lost to Hoffenheim 3-2. Wolfsburg beat Cologne 2-1. Freiburg beat Werder Bremen 1-0. Union Berlin beat Darmstadt 4-1. Bochum versus Borussia Dortmund ended 1-0. And Bayer Leverkusen beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-0. Marseille beat Brest 2-0 and PSG beat Lens 3-1. In Serie A, Atlanta lost to Forfon 2-1. Monza beat Empoli 2-0. AC Milan beat Toronto 4-1. And Hellas Verona beat Roma 2-1. In La Liga, Celta Vigo drew 1-1 to Almeria. Grande beat Mallorca 3-2, and Genoa beat Seville 2-1. As of today, on recording this on Sunday, Bundesliga ended 1-1 against Mainz and Freiburg, and Bayern Munich beat Augsburg 3-1. Ligue 1, Rennes and Le Havre drew 2-2. Mainz beat Clermont 1-0. Rennes beat Montpellier 3-1, Strasbourg beat Toulouse 2-1, and Lorient beat Lille 4-1, and Nice versus Lyon is yet to play. Fiorentina are currently beating Lens, Juventus are losing to Bologna, Lazio and Genoa and Napoli and Sassuolo are still to be playing. Barcelona beat Villarreal 4-3. Valencia beat Osasuna 0-0, and Atletico Bilbao and Real Beat are yet to play. We've got 4 games for you on Monday. Salentina versus Udinese and Calagor versus Inter Milan on Monday. And in Liga, you've got Getafe versus Al Havre and Real Vallecano versus Atletico Madrid. So these games, obviously, are going to have a massive effect to these tables, as obviously these are only 3-4 games into the season, so obviously if you win and you get 3 points, you can massively climb up the table compared to where you are. But just have a quick look. Monaco are top of Ligue 1, with Marseille both having 7 points. Strasbourg climb up the table to 5th with a win this week. PSG now climb up to 8th in the table after getting their first win of the season. Lille and Nice are currently sitting 13th and Lille 10 after they both lost and drew. Down in the relegation, Lyon need to start picking up form with 2 losses so far, and Nantes and Clermont are also there. Don't forget, only 18 teams in La Liga, so it will go a bit quicker in Ligue 1. Looking at the Bundesliga, only after 2 games, Union Berlin, Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, Wolfsburg and Freiburg all are on 6 points, with Frankfurt and Borussia Dortmund in 4th making up the European spots. Nothing really shocking in this league so far. Only 2 games played, so obviously as we get further in, obviously we always say you need to be about 5 or 6 games into the league. So probably the international break is a good time to start assessing some of these teams, which we will be doing. In Serie A, again, only 2 games played in here. AC Milan are currently top, with Fiorentina climbing with 6 points. Hellas Verona have dropped to 3rd. Napoli and Inter Milan both move into European spots, with Juventus dropping out. Atalanta and Bologna climb up, with Lecce, Salernitana, Cagliari, Roma, Torino and Lazio all falling down the table, but some of these still have a game in hand to play. In the Liga, Real Madrid remain top, with Barcelona climbing up to third. Atletico Madrid and Real Vallecano both dropped down, but they are yet to play their third game. Real Sociedad and Atletico Bilbao climb up, with Villarreal dropping down to third. Shock team is Seville, obviously winning Europa League last year. They remained bottom of La Liga, so they need to start picking up points this season if they are to remain in La Liga. So that's your quick roundup of what's happened around Europe this week. And yeah, as we are drawing to the end of the transfer window, we are going to focus a bit more this week, maybe 10-12 minutes on some transfers. So just go through the latest transfers, what's happened, and we'll go through some of the rumours that is happening. Obviously, the end of this week is going to be very manic, so definitely make sure that you are on social media and checking out the Pitchsider for all the latest transfers, especially on transfer deadline day. So Lewis Hall moved from Chelsea to Newcastle on loan. Burnley signed Decore from Anderlecht. West Ham signed centre-back Marvonies. I believe he's a Greek centre-back. And Aaron Ramsey joined Burnley from Aston Villa. Montpellier joined Forest on loan from Seville. Laporte moved to Al Nassr for 23.6 million, and Okale joined Udinese from Watford. Brandon Williams went on loan to Ipswich. Jeremy Doku joined from Man City from Rennes for 55.4 million, and Chelsea signed David Washington from Santos for 17.2 million. Andros Santos was loaned to Forest. Petrov joined Chelsea for 12.5 million, new keeper from New England Revolution. It's been reported that Nathan Teller has joined Bayer Leverkusen for 20 million, and Cameron Archer joined Sheffield United from Aston Villa for 18 million. There's also been rumours that the Kudos deal to United to West Ham has been almost completed, around about 38 million. So let's have a look at some of the latest transfer rumours. Crystal Palace midfielder Decore is on Liverpool's shortlist, but he is valued at 17 million. West Ham have reopened talks with Manchester United over the signing of Harry Maguire. Manchester United have contacted Chelsea over the possible loan of Marc Cucurella after getting an injury to Luke Shaw. Mohamed Salah has told Liverpool that he wants to join the Saudi club Al Ittihad. Don't know if this is 100% true, as there was reports in the week that Salah was to stay put, and obviously rumours that he wanted to leave. So this is one to watch as the deadline day draws to closer. Reminder, Saudi Arabia League ends on the 3rd of September, so slightly a few days more than the English. Liverpool are lining up Atletico Madrid's forward Felix as a potential replacement to Salah. Everton have agreed to pay more than €30 million to sign Portuguese striker Beto from Udinese. Gallagher will reject Tottenham in order to fight for his place at Chelsea. Ajax are in talks to sign Atalanta United midfielder Thiago Almirante. Chelsea are targeting Bayer Leverkusen's defender Jeremy Frimpong. Brighton have accepted a £23.2 million deal to sign Lille's midfielder Carlos Bellerin. It is believed he is the replacement for Caicedo. Luton are exploring a possible deal to sign English midfielder Isaac Hende. Spanish fullback Ivan Ferenzi is set to join Sporting Lisbon from Real Sociedad. He has been linked to Arsenal and Newcastle. Barcelona are keen on Ferenzi, but have opted to sign João Cancelo from Manchester City. Crystal Palace are set to offer Eze a £5 million contract with a release clause. Mant's interest from Man City. Seville have rejected the possibility of re-signing French defender Lanier from Barcelona. Florentina boss is urged the board to find a solution to Amber's future amongst interest from Liverpool and Man City. Fulham are close to agreeing a agreement for Leicester City right back Casante, and the Belgium international has not featured for Leicester all season. Genoa have expressed interest in Bonucci. The 36-year-old is also a target for Union Berlin. Tottenham have opened talks for a move for Nottingham Forest forward Brendan Johnson to have view to complete this week. Fenerbahce goalkeeper Bayani is flying to England as he moves closer to a move to Manchester United, which is allowing Dean Henderson to then move to Crystal Palace. Schalke won English left-back Derry Merkin from Dutch side from Volendam, but have rejected a 430k bid. Arsenal striker Balogun is expected to travel to Monaco this week for his medical. Tottenham head coach has played down the prospect of signing Hugo Lloris after he's been pictured training at there. Manchester United are also interested in Ryan Bertrand, even though he's been training with Chelsea's team. Roma have emerged as frontrunners to sign Romelu Lukaku, and this is looked to be done in the next 24 hours. So, as the time of recording this podcast, it is likely that this could happen. Real Sociedad remain in talks with Arsenal to secure a loan deal for Kane. Alexis Sanchez has arrived in Milan to seal a free transfer deal to Inter Milan. Tomorrow's grey move from Everton to Al Shabab is hanging in the balance. The deal has been arranged in principle and the player has his visa and is ready to travel, but there's changes in the boardroom level at Al Shabab and have suddenly put the deal in jeopardy. Another Saudi club have also come in for Gray. Pavard is looks to be moving to Inter Milan. So yeah, that wraps up this week's podcast. I hope you've enjoyed. Hope you've had a good week. Look forward to seeing you next week. And as always, check out the social media, which is at the Pitchsider, for all the latest news and transfers, especially now the transfer deadline window will be upon us this week, as all the clubs want to wrap up their transfer business. So thank you for listening, and goodbye.
For all the latest news, transfers, and football articles, check out thepitchsider.com. It's the place to be. Contact us on our socials. Instagram and Twitter is @thepitchsider, or via email is thepitchsider@hotmail.com.